Absolute fucking torture. Swear to God, these videos get harder and harder to record every week. Just because I don't know why I bother. Just don't know why I'm continuing to put myself through this. Anyway, this week I was supposed to do a stand-up gig. I was supposed to do a 10-minute set at the Walnut Tree in Maidstone. And for a lot of people that don't know, because I was supposed to have some supporters, but apparently they didn't want to turn up. For those that didn't know, I couldn't do the set in the end because the MC ended up at a different walnut tree. Because apparently in Maidstone there's about 5 of them. Well, 4, 5, whatever. There's loads of them in Maidstone. And the MC decided to get the wrong bloody pub. So I'm sitting there all night long with Vic, her dad and her brother, the only support I have. And they come along and I'm having to sit there and wait 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 for a good few hours before they actually decide that they're not going to do the event. They're going to cancel it because the MC ended up at the wrong pub. And I sat there all night long waiting, nervous, scared as fuck because I haven't done it in a while. I know it was only a few weeks ago since I did my last stand-up show, but in retrospect, it's still only the second time in 6 years that I've done this. And it's frustrating with the fact that I'd been waiting and I gave enough notice. I put it out there on Facebook, on Instagram, on wherever, told people 2 weeks in advance when the next show was going to be. No one turned up, no one came along, didn't even really get any good luck messages beforehand. And this is not me being vindictive, this is not me being spiteful. You know, at first I thought there was going to be a lot of support for all of this when it came to me, but apparently there's not. Apparently it just seems like, I mean you must all go through this at some point in your life. You must feel like absolute shit because you feel like no one's there to support you. You feel like you put in a lot of hard work and then in the end it comes to nothing because no one is there to support you. You know, I mean, when I went down this road to become a stand-up comedian, I thought I'd get a lot of support. I thought I'd get not everyone. I know everyone can't come to every show and whatever else, but you'd think that there'd be some people out there that want to come along, that would want to try and come and see the performance. Not a single person, other than Vic, her dad and her brother, came along to the show. And all I got was messages afterwards because I put up saying that it was a disappointing night. And that's when I got people asking about it, or I hope it went well and whatever else. It's like, if people came, or if people messaged me beforehand, or whatever, if I actually had support, then people would find out. No one cares. No one really cares. Sometimes I feel like I don't really have that many friends anymore. It's very hard to try and get people to be supportive of the things that you do. Not just in my life, but in anyone's life. Very hard to try and get people supportive of you. If they are supportive, then they'll be supportive. And you know they'll be supportive because it'll be fucking easy for someone to support you in whatever you do. But I don't know. I'm really struggling to... I'm really struggling to keep it together because, you know, all my life, all I've ever done is try. I don't know, people say that you shouldn't do this, and I understand this all too well now. You shouldn't try and get people to like you. You should just be who you are, and then people will like you for who you are. And I understand that. And tried to live most of my life like that. You know, I've tried not to make people to like me. I've only been the person I am, and you know, and I end up getting shit on most of the time. Most of my life I get. No, most of my life, and I'm not saying I'm the only victim in this. I know a lot of people get it as well, but you know, I've had my fair share of being bullied throughout my life, and I've had my fair share of people taking the piss out of me for this, that, and the other, and whatever else. And I get it, like it's banter. Everyone says it's banter these days, don't they? It's something that, you know, it's just, it happens. People just go through their life and, oh, don't worry about it. It's all a joke. It's all banter. You know, who cares? Like, we're only having a laugh. It's like, people hear this a lot throughout their life, and whether you're okay with it or whether you're very sensitive to it, you know, it's unfair for you to be the butt of everyone's jokes. And I get that, and I absolutely do, because I get it a lot. And just when you think that you have some support, when you have a structure of friends at one point in your life, that you think that, you know, these people here will be there for me, and they'll help me out, and whenever I need them, they'll be there for me, and blah, blah, blah. You go through your life and you feel like you found that little circle of friends, or that little group of friends that will do that for you. But they don't. No one does. I mean, when I used to work at the pub, the infamous pub, you know, you become friends with the people there. You become family with the people there, and you go out all the time with them, and you feel like they're your brothers and sisters and whatever else, and you know, you have a strong connection with all of them. And throughout the years, whenever people used to leave, and I tried to keep in contact with them, I know it's hard, because they're all moving on. They all got different lives now, and it's one of them things that you can't help. You know, people tend to move on with their lives when they leave that pub, and you can't always expect to hang around with the same people, the same crowd the whole time. So then when I left, I made it an effort to try and not be like one of those people. If anyone tried to get in contact with me from the days of the pub, then I would try and get back to them, you know. Or if I tried to message people from the pub and ask them if they wanted to do something, you know, I didn't want to be one of them people that just, you know, got lost in the shuffle of the people that used to work at the pub. And yet, since I left, there was people that I thought were my friends, those people that I thought were the structure of the good friends that I had, they all turned their back on me as well. They all just ran off and decided they're going to do something better than support one of their own, one of their friends. And it's funny, because every time they say, oh, let me know when your next show is, or let me know when your next stand-up gig is, I do, and they never turn up. No one ever comes. I shouldn't be too vindictive about it. I shouldn't be too spiteful. And I know this is not your typical sort of life video, but I had to get it out because I'm so angry and I'm so upset. The fact that all I'm doing is trying to make something of myself, trying to make something of my life. Even with these videos, I know full well not a lot of people watch them, but I'm trying to get them out. I'm trying to put them in places that people can see. You know, I'm trying to put them on groups and ask people to share them around, and all I want is just what any YouTuber wants. It's a like, comment and subscribe. You know, whatever. Just so I can get a bit of activity. Just so I can make a bit of a name for myself. But it doesn't matter, because people don't care. They really don't. They might click on the video and then they might get the view up, and then once they've done that, they just click off. I know full well that these 20-minute videos do not appeal to people. But, you know, you sit there and you watch an hour-long video of people cutting sand, and yet all I'm doing is talking to you. It frustrates me, because all I'm doing is just trying to make something of my pathetic, miserable, lonely little life. And all I get is just shit on from people that I call my friends, people that I call my family. You know, I know I shouldn't rant on too much. I know a lot of people can't help it. I know people, you know, they have their own lives and they have their own things to do. And, you know, not everyone can always make it. And there are going to be times where I'm going to have no support at all. And there are going to be times where everybody's going to want to know my name. You know, probably. But don't promise, don't say that you're going to come to the show. Don't say and promise that you're going to turn up and then have no word whatsoever. No contact, nothing. It just completely, like, off the face of the planet. Don't just ignore it. Because you know how that makes me feel. As I said, I understand people have things to do and they got lives to lead and they can't always be there to support people. I understand that. And I know that's a complete 180 to the whole rant I had beforehand. But don't say you're going to turn up and then just not bother and don't make any contact and not even apologise, you know? Or say that you're going to turn up and then decide last minute that you're going to make plans doing something else and not apologise. It's one thing to say that you're going to do these things, and then it's another thing to just not do it and not apologise. Just say you're sorry. This was going to be a light-hearted video. This was supposed to be full of comedy. It's going to be full of laughs. Trying to do my best. But you know what? It's just frustration. It's just almost pure anger. And I'm really just starting to wonder, what is the point of anything anymore? Don't worry, I'm not getting suicidal or anything. I'm not going to do that. But I'm starting to wonder, what is the point of trying to do all of this stuff? What is the point of trying to be a YouTuber, trying to be a comedian, trying to do anything? Because really, there is not a lot of support. I need to find myself a good eco-structure of friends and whatever else that will be there and will support. And I really need to start cutting out the people that aren't going to be there for me or just aren't going to support, because it's frustration enough to try and do all of this, but it's even more frustrating when you're surrounded by two-faced, no good, downright liars. Just absolute shitheads. And it's funny, I've actually had more to talk about in this than I have in any of my other videos. I could go on. I can make all the videos all day long and rant on about this kind of thing and continue to show my frustration towards this subject matter. But all I'm going to do is wind people up or piss some people off because they think that I don't think that they're supportive and whatever else, and it's not the case. I know there are people out there that are supportive, and I apologise for the bit of a rant and that, because it doesn't appeal to everyone. But there are people out there, and they know who they are, who, you know, don't bother making false promises if you're not going to fulfil them, you know. There's no point of saying that you're going to do something if you're not going to end up doing it, and you're just going to make, you know, people feel like shit, basically. I'll try and do another video in the next few days, or, you know, early next week. And I promise it will be, you know, sort of more light-hearted, more comedic themed, whatever. And that is an actual promise. That's not a false promise. That's not a lie. That's a promise that this this might be the only rant video that I do, but it's going to be the only one that I do for a long time, and I'm going to make sure the next few videos are, as I said, more light-hearted and more feel good. Because I don't even know if people like these videos or not yet, because I still don't really have that great of responses. But if you do like it, if you do want to see more, if you do want me to go on and talk about something, or if you do want me to see something or do something or whatever, just, go ahead and comment. And by all means, if you want to see more videos of myself, then subscribe. And be sure to follow me on Facebook. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. No, I don't have Twitter. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. Be sure, if you want to be supportive and you want to see more, then, as I said, like, comment, subscribe, so you can get all your daily dose. And I apologise again for the rant, but I just needed to get it off my chest. Thanks very much for watching, and sorry, bit of an emotional wreck, really. Yeah. Thanks very much for watching, and see you soon.